Hello, happy to see you back on QRT News. I am Huỳnh Anh and let's see what we have today from the headlines. Provincial Party Secretary Quang has visited the elderly. Announcing new assignment for key staffs of Tam Kỳ City. Pyongyang has pushed up the population arrangement under Resolution No. 12 dated April 19, 2017 of the Provincial People's Council. On the anniversary of Vietnam's Elderly Day, June the 6th, Quang Nam Provincial Party Committee Secretary Quang visited and presented gifts to 3 elderly people living in Tam Kỳ City. Visiting the family of heroic mother Huỳnh Thị Liêm in Ngọc Mỹ Village, Tam Phú Commune, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Quang kindly asked about her health, wished her happiness and a longer life with her children. This mother is 100 years old. She has 4 children including 3 sons and 1 girl sacrificed in the war against America. She is living with her youngest son. On this occasion, Secretary Nguyễn Quang presented the President's greetings and gifts to her family, encouraged them to continue to preserve the cultural tradition of the country, actively contribute to the building and defending of the country. After that, Mr. Quang visited Mr. Phạm Hồng and Nguyễn Tấn Trức family in Phú Sơn Block and Phú Ward, Tam Kỳ City. Mr. Phạm Hồng is 100 years old. His wife is 86 years old. The couple have no children and are living in difficult conditions. Secretary Quang paid a courtesy visit and gave presents to these elderly, encouraged them to stay healthy and asked local authorities to help their families in difficult times. On the morning of June the 1st, the Executive Committee of Tam Kỳ City Party held an extraordinary conference to announce the decisions of the Standing Committee of Quang Nam Provincial Party on the work of cadres. Mr. Lê Văn Dũng, head of Provincial Party Organizing Board, announced the decisions of mobilizing and assigning Mr. Trần Nam Hưng, Deputy Permanent Secretary of Tam Kỳ Party Committee, to work at the office of the Provincial Party Committee with the title Chief of the Office from June 1, 2018. Mr. Văn Anh Tuấn, Deputy Secretary of Tam Kỳ Party Committee, Chairman of Tam Kỳ People's Committee, to work as Chief of the Office of the Provincial People's Committee from June 15, 2018, and Mr. Nguyễn Quang, Chief of the Office of the Provincial People's Committee, to work at the Executive Board of Tam Kỳ City Party Committee, appointed to hold the position of Deputy Secretary of Tam Kỳ City Party Committee from June 15, 2018. Mr. Lê Văn Dũng said that this assignment of the key staffs showed the special attention of the Standing Committee of the Provincial Party Committee on the cultural work of Tam Kỳ, while acknowledging their contributions in the performance of professional tasks, contributing to the development of Tam Kỳ and Quang Nam. The Provincial Party Committee wishes in the new position 3 comrades will continue strive to complete the assigned tasks. On the occasion of the International Blood Donor Day, June the 14th, in Tiên Phước District, the Provincial Voluntary Blood Donor Steering Committee held a ceremony to honor the typical blood donors of the year 2018. Chairman of the Provincial Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee Võ Xuân Ca, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Lê Văn Thanh, and representatives of the Voluntary Blood Donor Steering Committee attended. This year's Blood Donor Day's theme is One Drop of Blood Donated, One Life Given, expressing the gratitude to donors who've helped save millions of lives each year. At the same time, continue to mobilize people around the world to actively participate in blood donation. In Quang Nam, the World Blood Donor Day celebrations have been held since 2009 with many specific activities. Voluntary blood donation movement has spread widely among people of all strata. Through the movement, there are many typical examples of blood donation for more than 20 times. Particularly, there are many blood donors who've donated over 30 times, many devout families which both donate blood and mobilize dozens of others to participate in the activity. At the ceremony, the Provincial People's Committee honored 100 typical blood-donating individuals and families in 2018, acknowledging their priceless gifts to the tradition of kindness and mutual assistance of Vietnamese people. Resolution number 12, dated April 19, 2017 of the Provincial People's Council on Mountainous Residents Resettlement has spent resources to settle the accommodation for upland people. Implementing this guideline, Dong Giang District has soon disbursed capital to localities to support moving households, which are at risk of landslide to safer places. Many new houses are solidly built, contributing to the resettlement of many Ketu ethnic minority households in the upland communes of the district. Alang Le's family had a small house, but the condition of traveling is difficult. The house is also in the area of high risk of landslide. Therefore, when they were mobilized by the commune authorities to move to a safe place, this family followed the common policy. From his savings and borrowed, he built his wooden house to live. Based on the funds allocated from the capital of Resolution number 12, the People's Committee of Giang Commune is completing the procedures to support Alang Le's family 50 million Vietnam dong to help him complete the house in 2018. Thanks to state support, I decided to build this house. My family is in the list of difficult conditions, so this support is very meaningful. Being afraid of landslide, many households in Ngat Hamlet, Giang commune decided to leave the old village on the high mountain to move to residential areas under the district's policy. The firmly built houses with iron roof are located along the sides of the concrete road across the commune. Each household moving to their new home is supported by Dong Giang District for ground leveling and building materials. This is the newly built house of Mr. Homi, being a poor household, but now he has a stable house where his children can study. He and his wife are very happy. This house I made myself. Before we lived in bamboo house and we were always afraid of rain and storms because the house can collapse anytime. Poor my children. The state's support is very welcomed and important to us. In 2017, Dong Giang District disbursed more than 5.2 billion dong from the Resolution 12 fund to support 106 resettlement households. In 2018, the district will continue to arrange the resettlement for 179 households in Cayang and Gia Hưng commune. In addition to providing support funding publicly, the district's People Committee also directed the localities to select the appropriate locations which are close to production land, since then contributing to the goal of sustainable poverty reduction, helping people stabilize their lives. Over the last 3 years, the number of international tourists to Quang has increased sharply. According to statistics, the top 10 tourist markets in Quang focus on major regions including Northeast Asia, Western Europe, and North America. In particular, the South Korean market has a high growth rate of 93%. In 2017 and the first quarter of 2018, the South Korean tourist market has risen to the top position on the tourist map with 442,000 visitors, accounting for 16% of the total number of international visitors to Quang, surpassing some traditional markets such as Australia, England, and France. According to the assessment, Korean tourists have a relative high spending rate. They often choose safe destinations with hospitable people, enjoy sea tourism, explore indigenous culture and local cuisine, learn about cultural and spiritual heritage, and pay their interest in traditional handicraft products. In addition, Korean tourists often choose high-quality services, stay at coastal resorts. They especially spend more on accommodation than other markets. This is considered as a new and potential tourist market for Gwangnam tourism. It's the end of today's news. You can rewatch the bulletin on the website qrt.vn. Thank you for your attention and goodbye for now.